Thomas, good to see you. A really important conversation today. Having the conversation to find out if you are tax ready for retirement.
Mhm.
Taxes don't disappear in retirement as much as we would want them to. In fact, understanding tax implications becomes even more important. So let's talk through the 4 tax questions you should ask your advisor before retiring. The first question: how will my tax situation change once I retire?
Yeah, that's the biggest deal, right? You can possibly go into a higher tax bracket or a lower tax bracket, depending on what type of investment accounts you have and what you're pulling out from a distribution standpoint. It can also impact your Social Security if you have more income later in life as well. So it's important to kind of figure out where you're at right now, and then maybe there's a divorce looming. If that happens, you can potentially be in a higher tax bracket because you're gonna, claim single or head of household. So
Right.
those are a couple things to think about.
Next question: are there strategies to reduce my tax liability in retirement?
Yeah, definitely. I'm an advocate of the Roth conversions if you can do it. If you have enough space in your marginal tax rate and you don't want to, have those issues down the line, you can start thinking about Roth conversions over time. You can also start moving money into those into that tax-free bucket. If you're currently in the taxable bucket, you may want to start moving that money over to something like a cash value life insurance policy that can grow over time, and then you can pull out distributions later in life tax free.
And a topic that we've covered before: should I consider a Roth conversion then before I stop working?
Yeah, there's some benefits to that, obviously because you can potentially have some cash on hand to pay the tax liability. If you do it later in life, potentially you may run into an issue where it can impact your Medicare premiums through IRMA. So if you can do it, sooner than later, and especially being that we're in one of the lowest tax environments right now, it may be advantageous. That may change next year if Congress doesn't get the TCGA figured out.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then the last question comes down to your withdrawal strategy. What are the tax implications of withdrawing from my various accounts?
Right. So if you have your money in potentially like a qualified account or a 401k or something like that, obviously you've had not to worry about the tax implications. It grew tax deferred, but now you got to pay taxes on that income that you receive. So you have that type of account. You have, maybe if you have some CDs, maybe a brokerage account. Capital gains can be taxed. So we want to start thinking about how can we move our money over to a place to where you can get those funds tax free. That's that tax free account.
Well, everybody needs to walk through this before they are retired because
Mhm.
it's so much more than just one big nest egg. You got to figure out the taxes with it. Thomas, if somebody wants to talk through these questions with you, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, go to my website, martinheritagegroupllc.com. You can shoot me an email at info@martinheritagegroupllc. You can give me a call rather at 651-503-6064. And then I'm on all social media platforms at Martin Heritage Group.
Great. Thomas, thank you.
Thank you.